Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video review of the Olixar high-capacity power bank. This one is rated at 5,000 milliamp hours and retails on Amazon for under 25 bucks, presenting a pretty good value for the money considering you're getting the power bank as well as some integrated connectors, which is great for portability and for traveling. With that being said, at 5,000 milliamp hours, it isn't the largest capacity power bank we've seen. In fact, it's going to get about 2 full charges in your smartphone, or about 1 charge on a tablet before the battery here actually gets drained. Again, you have connectors for the 30-pin older style for iPads and older generation of iPhones. There's also a lightning pin adapter, a microUSB cable, and then also a USB tip just integrated into the power bank for charging the power bank itself. On the back, there's some basic information. For example, there is a 5-volt 1-amp output, which is sufficient for smartphones, but for tablets it might take longer to charge because the Apple iPad requires a 5-volt 2.1-amp output. Taking a look at what's in the box, you have access just to the power bank itself and the accessories for the tips, and that's basically it. It has a 2-year warranty, which is rather long, and you can see the construction quality is pretty sturdy and well constructed. It's crafted out of a layer of soft touch material, which makes it easy to grip and hold in the hands. It prevents any dust or any fingerprints from landing on the surface, and it also resists any sliding around when you place it on a surface or a desk. So overall, it looks pretty classy and industrialized. On the top, you have access to one click key that allows you to turn on the LEDs. It tells you how much battery life is left out of 4 LEDs, so that each time you lose one, you lose about 25% of the juice on board. We found that this particular power bank retains the juice pretty nicely. After a few months of usage, it was still able to retain a good amount of the juice without having to recharge it. Fully charging the power bank also took about 3 hours to complete. What I really like about this power bank is that it really cleverly integrates the connectors when not into use onto the side. You'll find access on the bottom to that 30-pin adapter that slides in pretty nicely when not in use. And on the top, you have access to that lightning pin adapter with a socket there. And finally, for the USB tips, there is a magnetic hinge that kind of clamps into place and prevents it from coming out. The same thing can be said about the micro USB end, although sometimes we found it to be a little bit loose and difficult to put in and kind of remove. It keeps that jutting out at this little bit of an angle, which is rather unfortunate. With that being said, the cord length is pretty long and allows us to easily charge any smartphone by plugging it directly in. This is a smart charger in the sense it's not going to overcharge your phone, and nor will it overheat during operation. So giving a quick demonstration, I have an LG G Flex. I'm going to try charging it using the micro USB tip at the end over there. There we go, I've inserted it and pressing on the power key there once. The charging process has commenced and we are now starting to charge. It's going to automatically stop once the charging has been completed, and the temperature again of the power bank remains fairly cool during operation. In terms of the performance, we are pretty much pleased with what we saw. You can see that the LEDs will continuously flash during operation, and it will go down one by one as you lose the power on the power bank itself. We found that, again, charging rates are acceptable. With the Android smartphone, we got about 2 hours to fully complete the charge on a mid-sized Android smartphone. For the iPhone 6, it took about 3 hours to completely charge up the battery, which is pretty much the average. So in terms of performance, we were pleased with the speed and the rate on this particular product. Overall, I would say that the Olixar high-capacity power bank with the 5,000 milliamp hours is a compelling travel companion because it combines an industrialized look, a nice rubberized material with all these connection tips that integrates directly into the power bank's body itself, which is something that we don't really see a lot of. It makes it a joy to use because you don't have to bring along other supplies, other cords, and other things just to use the power bank. To check out more information, be sure to read our full written review. But this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.